Stop before you keep scrolling. I need you to hear this. Every time you tell someone your plan, you lose a piece of the drive to actually execute it. That's not motivation. That's leaking your power. And today, we're going to fix that. You know the feeling. It's 11 p.m. You're lying in bed, phone on your chest, staring at the ceiling, and the thoughts won't stop. I should be further along by now. What am I even doing with my life? I keep starting things but never finishing them. You've had the conversations, you've posted the intentions, you've told your friends about the business, the gym routine, the new mindset, the version of yourself you're becoming, and yet, here you are, in the exact same place you were 6 months ago. It's not laziness, you're not broken, you're not less than anyone else. But something is quietly sabotaging you, and most people never figure out what it is that ends today. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your brain is wired to protect you, not to push you, not to make you great, to keep you comfortable, safe, and alive. And it will use every trick in the book to do that. And one of its most powerful tricks, letting you feel like you're making progress when you're not. When you tell someone about your goal, your business idea, your fitness plan, your new chapter, your brain experiences what psychologists call a social reality. The goal feels partially real just from being spoken aloud, just from the nod of agreement, just from the, wow, that's amazing. And in that moment, your brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical, the same one it releases when you actually accomplish something. Let that sink in. You can feel the satisfaction of achievement without achieving anything. So your brain, which is always looking for the path of least resistance, starts to think, we already got the reward. Why do the hard part? Picture Marcus, 26 years old, works a job he hates, but he has a plan, a side business selling custom art prints online. He's told his roommate about it. He's told his cousin. He posted a vague hint about it on Instagram. He even made a logo, spent 3 hours on it on a Tuesday night feeling incredibly productive. He talks about it at dinner. He thinks about it in the shower. He can feel the version of himself who made it happen. But it's been 4 months. The store, not launched. The product photos, not taken. The first sale, never made. Every time Marcus got close to doing the scary part, the real work, something came up. He'd tell himself he wasn't ready, that he needed to learn more, that the timing wasn't right. And every time he talked about it with someone who got excited for him, he'd feel a little burst of energy. That faded within the hour. Marcus isn't lazy. Marcus is leaking all his energy through his mouth before it can reach his hand. Do you see what's happening here? The talking replaced the doing. The conversation became the substitute for the action. And his brain never knew the difference. This is the core problem, not your discipline, not your willpower, not even your environment. The problem is that you have confused announcing your life with building it. And the longer you keep talking, the harder it becomes to actually start. Here's what most people don't realize. The greatest builders in history, the ones who created empires, changed industries, rewrote what's possible, almost all share one uncommon trait. They were obsessively, almost unnervingly quiet about what they were doing. Not because they were secretive, not because they were antisocial, but because they understood something at a cellular level that most people never learn. The work itself is the announcement. Think about that. You don't have to tell anyone you're getting stronger if your body shows it. You don't have to announce your business if your revenue speaks. You don't need to explain your growth if your results are visible. The world responds to proof, not promises. And here's the hard truth, the one that might sting a little. No one is coming to validate your process. You have to trust it alone. That's not harsh. That's freeing, because the moment you stop needing external approval to keep going, the moment you stop needing someone to say, wow, you're doing amazing, to feel worth continuing, you unlock a level of power that approval seekers never access. You become internally driven. And internally driven people are unstoppable. Now, here's the identity shift I want you to make. And this is important. Stop thinking of yourself as someone who is trying to be successful. Start thinking of yourself as someone who works in the dark for the light. You're not building a business. You're not building a body. You're not building a career. You're building the kind of person who makes all of those things inevitable. And that person, they don't talk much. They move. The shift isn't about becoming cold or detached. It's about becoming intentional, about choosing where your energy goes and choosing that it goes into the work, not the conversation about the work. Have you ever noticed how the people who talk the most about what they're going to do are never the ones who actually do it? And the ones who do it, the ones who quietly grind, quietly improve, quietly execute, they have a different aura, a different weight to them. People notice without being told anything. That's who you're becoming. If this video is hitting you right now, if you recognize yourself somewhere in these words, that means something important. It means you're still awake, still aware, still fighting. And that matters more than you know. Hit like right now, not for me, but so that someone else who needs to hear this can find it. and subscribe if you want to keep building this mindset alongside us. Now, let's get into tools that actually make this real. Here's the rule. Your goal goes in the vault until it can speak for itself. That means no posting about it. No long dinner conversations about your vision. No vague hints on social media. Not because you're hiding, because you're protecting. Think of your goal like a fire you're trying to build. Every time you tell someone about it, you crack a window. A little oxygen escapes, a little heat dies. The vault rule keeps the fire burning until it's too big to contain, until the results do the talking. Application, write your goal down privately. Tell one person only if they're actively helping you achieve it. Then, silence. Let the work be your voice. Instead of telling people what you're going to do, track what you actually did. Every single day, keep a one-line work log. Not a journal, not a motivational diary, just a record. Monday wrote 800 words, built landing page, made 3 calls. That's it. Boring, unglamorous, powerful. Why? Because after 30 days, you have something no conversation can give you. Evidence. Evidence that you show up. Evidence that you're real. Evidence you show yourself when doubt creeps in at 2 a.m. Application, use your phone notes, a sticky note, anything. Track the reps, not the dreams. Every morning before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone, before the world starts pulling on you. Say this out loud. I am the kind of person who does the work without needing to announce it. That's it. 7 seconds. But those 7 seconds start to reprogram the story you tell yourself about who you are. Because behavior follows identity. When you believe you're a person who works in silence, you stop needing the external fuel. You generate your own application, write it on your mirror, set it as your phone wallpaper. Say it every morning for 30 days and watch your behavior start to align. Every conversation costs you something. Not all conversations, but the ones where you're performing your ambition instead of living it. You know those conversations. The ones where you're explaining your plans, defending your vision, selling yourself to someone who hasn't asked. Those conversations drain something real. Here's the reframe. Your mental energy is a currency. And every time you spend it talking about what you haven't done yet, you're borrowing against your future. Stop borrowing. Start investing. Redirect that conversational energy into 30 extra minutes of work. One more chapter, one more rep, one more draft. And this is where it gets dangerous, because once you start protecting your energy this way, you realize how much you were wasting. Application. Before speaking about your goals to someone, ask, is this person helping me build it, or am I just performing for them? If it's performance, close the vault. The most dangerous part of any journey is the middle, not the beginning, where everything feels possible, not the end, where the result is in sight, the middle, where it's been weeks, months, where nothing dramatic has happened, where it feels like nothing is working, even when it is. Most people quit in the middle and then announce a new beginning. The cycle repeats. New goal, new energy, new announcement, same middle, same quit. The secret is this: the middle is not a failure state. It's a refining state. The grind you're in right now, the invisible work, the repetitive effort, the days where no one sees what you're doing, that's not the obstacle to success. That is the success. The person who learns to love the unglamorous middle, to find meaning in the unseen work, that person wins. Every single time. Application, when the work feels invisible and boring, say this: this is exactly where most people stop. So this is exactly where I keep going. Imagine this. It's a Monday morning. Same person, same life, but a different mindset. Before, you wake up at 8:30. You're already on your phone. You see someone online living what feels like your dream life. You feel that familiar sting, the comparison, the quiet shame. So you open Instagram and post something vague about new beginnings and big moves coming. 7 people like it. You feel briefly alive. Then you spend the next 2 hours scrolling, thinking, spiraling, but calling it research. By noon, you haven't done anything, but you've thought about doing everything. After, you wake up at 6:45. Phone goes across the room on purpose. Before the noise starts, you say the identity statement. You open your work log from yesterday, see the progress, and feel something quiet but solid. Not excitement, certainty. You work for 90 minutes before the world wakes up. No one knows, no one sees. You don't post about it, but when you close the laptop, something has shifted. Not just in your project, in you. You feel less like someone who is hoping to become something and more like someone who already is. Do you see the difference? It's not about the actions being dramatically different. It's about who you are while you're taking them. The first version of you is performing. The second version is becoming. And every day you choose the second version, even once, even for an hour, you make him or her more real. Think about Layla, 29, 3 failed business attempts. Publicly, loudly, every one of them announced to her whole social circle, her family, her followers, every one of them died in the middle, right when the excitement wore off and the real work began. The fourth attempt, she told nobody, not her mother, not her best friend, not Instagram. She just worked. She woke up at 5 a.m. 4 days a week. She built the product in her lunch breaks. She sent cold emails from her car in parking lots. She had zero external validation for 6 months. And 6 months later, her product launched to 400 customers in the first week, not because she got lucky, not because she was suddenly more talented, because for the first time, she gave the fire room to breathe. Instead of talking all the oxygen out of it, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Actually do it. Picture yourself 6 months from now, not the version who's still talking about what they're going to do, not the version who's still waiting for the right moment, the right mood, the right sign, the version who worked in the dark for 6 months, the version who showed up when no one was watching, who resisted the urge to perform, who chose the vault over the validation. What do they look like? How do they carry themselves? They're not louder. They're heavier with the weight of real progress. They don't need to prove themselves because their life already does. When they walk into a room, people feel something without being told a word. There's a solidity to them, a stillness, because they stopped chasing the feeling of success and started building the substance of it. That person, that version of you, is not some distant fantasy. They are the direct result of a decision you make today. Not a big dramatic decision, a quiet one. The decision to stop talking, start working, and trust that the results will speak for you when the time comes. You've been carrying the dream for long enough. Now it's time to build it, one silent session at a time. Confidence isn't built in conversations. It's built in the moments when no one is watching and you show up anyway. Trust, you earn it from yourself first. And you earn it by keeping the promises you make in private, the ones no one else will ever know you kept. This is the transformation, not a sudden leap, a quiet revolution, day by day, rep by rep, word by word, without announcement, without applause. Just you, the work, and an unshakable belief that it's adding up, even when you can't see the sum yet. You came into this video carrying something heavy. Maybe it's the weight of dreams you haven't started. Maybe it's the shame of all the times you announced and abandoned. Maybe it's just the quiet exhaustion of feeling like you're always preparing to live, but never quite living. I want you to put that down, not because it doesn't matter, but because it's been long enough. Here's what I need you to remember when you close this video. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most dangerous one. The most dangerous one is the person sitting quietly in the corner, building, grinding, becoming. That's who you are now, not someday, not when you feel ready. Now, because the moment you decide to work in silence, to stop performing and start becoming, everything shifts. Not all at once, but it shifts. And 6 months from now, your results will say everything you stopped saying out loud. No more leaking, no more performing, no more waiting for permission. Just work, relentless, quiet, purposeful work. Your mindset is your most powerful weapon. Now go use it. If this video hit you somewhere real, hit like. It takes 1 second and helps this message reach someone who needs it just as badly as you did. Subscribe to Unbreakable Mindset, because this is just the beginning of who you're becoming. And for your next watch, the video on screen right now, it builds directly on everything we just covered. Don't stop here.